An SUV slowly rolls forward and crashes into a wall. John Wick emerges from the vehicle, gasping for air, heavily wounded. Crawling to a nearby wall, he rests his body and applies pressure to a gut wound. Despite his labored breathing, he takes out his phone and plays a video of his late wife, Helen, reminiscing about their happy days together. The story takes us back several days earlier when John woke up on the day of Helen's funeral. Memories of their time together flood his mind. From their first meeting to the day she passed away from an illness that had plagued her, John is consumed by thoughts of why it had to happen to her. After the funeral, John spends a long time by Helen's grave, grieving his loss. His old friend Marcus pays him a visit, not to persuade him to return to his old job, but to offer support during his time of need. Later that night, a delivery arrives for John, a small beagle, requested by Helen before her death. Alongside the dog is a heartfelt letter apologizing for her absence and urging John to find something to love. John names the beagle Daisy and cares for her tenderly, setting up a bed nearby so they can be close as they sleep. The following day, John realizes he doesn't have proper dog food for Daisy. He improvises with regular cereal for now, promising to buy her dog food later. They embark on a date together, with Daisy faithfully following John as they head to a local store in his Mustang. While refueling at a gas station, John encounters Yosef Tarasov, the son of mob boss Viggo Tarasov, and two other Russian mobsters. Yosef admires John's car and tries to strike a conversation. However, when John declines to sell the car, Yosef resorts to insulting him in Russian. Little does Yosef know that John understands every word and retaliates, driving away. That night, as John prepares for bed, Daisy starts barking, needing to use the bathroom. John takes her downstairs, only to find two masked men already present. Before he can react, a third man strikes him from behind, leaving him unconscious. Daisy whimpers in fear as the men demand the car keys in Russian. One of the men breaks Daisy's neck, leaving John devastated as he cradles her lifeless body. Overwhelmed with grief, John buries Daisy and takes a moment to mourn the last memory he has of his wife. Gathering himself, he heads to Orlio's shop, seeking information about the man who took his car and killed Daisy. Orlio confirms that the culprit is Joseph, Viggo's son. Enraged, John asks for a ride and departs immediately. Viggo, learning of Joseph's actions, confronts him and dispenses a harsh punishment. He then contacts John, attempting to resolve the matter peacefully. Unwilling to forgive or forget, John refuses and breaks the connection. Returning home, John enters his basement, revealing an arsenal of guns and a stash of gold coins. He receives a call from Viggo but hangs up, determined to pursue revenge. Viggo retaliates by sending a team of 12 hitmen to John's house. Unfazed, John dispatches them with ease, leaving no trace of their existence. However, a police officer arrives, questioning the noise disturbance. John casually dismisses it, and the officer leaves, unaware of the carnage behind the closed door. John summons a cleanup crew to handle the aftermath while he waits outside. They finish their task, and John rewards them with gold coins, acknowledging their history of working together. Meanwhile, Viggo approaches Marcus, offering a substantial contract to assassinate John. Marcus reluctantly accepts, leading to his demise at the hands of Viggo and Perkins, another hit woman. John seeks refuge at the Continental Hotel, where he encounters Perkins. She breaks the hotel rules by attacking him, forcing him to defend himself. John subdues her and extracts information about Viggo's secret stash in a church basement. In a twist of fate, Perkins escapes and kills Harry, another friend of John's. Winston, the hotel owner, expels Perkins from the hotel, and she is subsequently executed. John proceeds to the church, eliminating guards and destroying Viggo's hidden vault. Perkins, on her way to escape, is killed by Winston and his associates for her transgressions. With the information obtained from Perkins, John confronts Viggo, engaging in a brutal fight. Despite sustaining injuries, John ultimately kills Viggo and heads to Marcus's home. Tragically, John discovers Marcus's lifeless body, prompting him to seek vengeance against Viggo's remaining henchmen. He tracks them down, engages in a violent car chase, and eliminates them all, leaving only Viggo alive. Cornered, Viggo reveals Joseph's location and asks for his own life to be spared. However, John stabs Viggo and proceeds to the safe house where Joseph is hiding. At the safe house, John eliminates the guards and confronts Joseph, ending his life. John reunites with Marcus briefly, expressing gratitude before parting ways. Viggo, in an act of revenge, captures Marcus and has him killed. John discovers Marcus's lifeless body and vows to take down Viggo. In a final showdown, John pursues Viggo, resulting in a dramatic car chase and a face-to-face confrontation. John defeats Viggo, ending his reign of terror. The story returns to the initial scene, with John still bleeding but resolved to keep going. He visits a dog shelter, tending to his wound and adopting a pit bull puppy. Together, they embark on a new chapter, seeking solace and a sense of purpose. As John tends to his wound, he finds solace in the presence of the pit bull puppy he adopts from the shelter. They form a bond, and John feels a renewed sense of purpose. In the aftermath of his quest for vengeance, John returns to the Continental Hotel. There, he receives a message from Winston, the hotel's owner and his old friend. Winston expresses his condolences for Marcus's death and acknowledges John's actions. However, John's actions have consequences within the underworld. The High Table, a powerful organization overseeing the criminal underworld, takes notice of the chaos caused by John's vendetta. They view him as a threat to their order and send an adjudicator to mete out punishment and restore balance. The adjudicator arrives at the Continental, accompanied by a team of skilled assassins. They inform Winston that his allegiance to John Wick has consequences and demand his compliance. Winston, being a shrewd and cunning man, negotiates a delicate balance between loyalty to John and preserving the integrity of the hotel. While the adjudicator seeks to punish those who aided John, Winston, with the help of his trusted concierge, Karen, secretly supports John and ensures his survival. Despite the mounting pressure, the Continental remains a sanctuary for John. John understands the precarious position he is in. He must navigate the treacherous waters of the underworld, elude the High Table's grasp, and find a way to protect himself and those he cares about. With his skills and resourcefulness, John embarks on a new chapter in his life, striving to outsmart his enemies and dismantle the corrupt systems that govern the criminal world. As his legend grows, tales of the legendary assassin known as John Wick spread far and wide. His name strikes fear into the hearts of those who would cross him, and his determination remains unwavering. In the shadows, a new battle looms, a battle for survival, redemption, and the hope of a better future. John Wick, fueled by his love for his fallen wife and the dog she left behind, stands ready to face whatever challenges come his way. And so, the story of John Wick continues, weaving a tapestry of action, intrigue, and the unyielding pursuit of justice in a world where violence begets violence, and the line between hero and villain becomes blurred. Only time will reveal the fate that awaits John Wick as he navigates the dangerous path he has chosen and confronts the darkness that seeks to consume him.